Warmly welcome everyone to the Quick Tips in Microsoft Business Application series. Fifth episode, I have a special guest, Julia Simpson, joining with me, and she will explain about Rebate Power App in D365 FinOps in this episode.
I have got a wonderful guest, Julia Simpson, all the way from UK, joining with me today. And she is excellent in this space of Power Platform and FinOps. So we will be definitely in for a treat today. And Julia will be walking through a demo with us. And I would leave the stage for her to introduce herself and to show us the amazing demo that she has for us. Over to you, Julia.
Thank you very much, Kayson. It's lovely to meet you all. My name is Julia, as Kayson said, and I'm a senior finance consultant with HSO. So I focus a lot on the financial modules within finance and operations.
That's great.
I've also been joining in, and since last year, I've been delving into Power Platform and all the efficiencies that it can give us within finance and operations. And so this little app came about due to looking at a list of requirements that a customer had around their rebate functionality. So this customer was very much a B2B sort of customer, and they have a lot of transactions that they go through different businesses, a lot of pre-orders, and when they agree rebates, often the rebates are backdated, so they may require rebates from a previous date, or that they may require to make rebates on customer accounts based on invoices that previously didn't have the rebate functionality on them. Now, the rebate functionality, if you guys have used this, is a fantastic little functionality within finance and operations. The problem is you need to know and have the rebate set up on the customer before you start raising sales orders for them. So this is where we came to that little gap, is that we have to apply rebates for these sales orders, yet sales orders were raised before we raised that rebate functionality, and apparently this happens quite often for this customer, so we came up with this lovely little app. Great. So the app here is fantastic. It's a real simple, nice little fun example of what you can do within Power Apps that kind of makes it very user-friendly for the end user. At the front here, I've rejigged this all to work with Contoso data. So we're currently working within USMF in the Contoso environment, which is a nice little sample environment that you can access. It has fantastic functionality all set up. So what we're doing at the front here is we're going to choose a product group. So this could be, any particular product group. Maybe you want to have pricing groups that you want to select on. Maybe you want to have select items. And the whole reason about this is it's supposed to be a little bit fun and a bit colorful. So we have different icons here which all link to different groups. So I'm going to choose the speaker group here. But if you notice here, I can choose from speakers. If I then go to the next one, it goes to receivers and parts and accessories. So I'm going to choose speakers here. So that's a really nice thing. So what we're going to do now is what this flow will be doing is we'll be looking through all of our invoice sales order lines for the period that we've chosen and looking for any that have got speakers against them. I just wanted to throw in multi-level filtering as well. Again, this is the wonderful thing about Power Platform is you can then customize it however you want. So I'm going to choose a particular VAT group. Now, realistically, I had this set up and I would want this to be your pricing groups because that's a bit more realistic for them. But USMF doesn't have pricing groups set up, so we're going to use VAT groups. We then center in our percentage. So, is it maybe it's 3.5%, maybe it's 10%, whatever the percentage is that we need to apply for. After that, we need to say the range of that we want to be going and hunting for that accruals with. So usually that would be like the current month. You do this at the end of your month for the month that you just had. We all understand month end. So again, Contoso data that dates back to 2016. So I'm just going to go from the 1st of December, because that's the latest date of sample data, to the 31st of December. Okay, and from there, I just check, okay, we're going to generate accruals for the speaker group, for the AUVI VAT group for 3.5%. And I am happy with that, so I'm going to press accrue. So this is now going to go off and trigger a flow. And the flow is going to pull out all the sales order lines that meet our criteria, and it's then going to create a journal for us. So what's happening now is on our Power App. Here we have, we're triggering off the flow or the Power Automate by the Power App. And then we're going into the items and we're looking at all the sales order lines. And this is where we then start to apply all of those filters that we just mentioned. Now, the most important part is this first one, because this one isn't very straightforward to understand, and that's the sales order line status. So what we want is we want anything that's invoiced. Now that part itself is fine. It's just what makes this part, that first filter part harder, is this giant Microsoft.dynamics.dataentities.sales status. After that, it's just a matter of applying the filters that you want to get all the relevant items. I'm then creating my journal header. Always create your journal header outside of any looping actions that you do. It's kind of like variables. If you're going to create variables, do that outside. And then for every sales order line, I'm going to start to do the information that I need to complete my journal. So what I'm doing here is I'm just filtering that sales order line by this and getting the header information. Once I get the header information, I can then modify the customer account. So the customer account, if you didn't have dashes in your customer account, you would be fine. But in this example, we do have dashes in our customer account. So it could be like CUST-001. And if we have that sort of functionality, the flow falls over because it thinks it's going on to the next command. So that's why we're putting in a little slash in our customer amount. So if you have a look at the formula here, what we're doing at the very end is we're taking anything that has a dash and then putting it with a forward slash and then a dash. Slash and then a dash. And after that, it's just a simple matter of creating a rebate journal.
Yeah.
So the really nice thing is the cool thing about this is we are going against a customer subledger and we're using our customer account. The offset account is just going to our side account, and our description is going to be, when linking everything together quite nicely, just so we can create that journal for us. So if I now hop back into Dynamics over here, and I'll go into my general journals. Oh, I should also show you the email that just popped up. So I have my lovely little email here. Okay, so it just told me that Journal 633 has been created. So let's hop in and have a look. Here's Rebate Journal 633. I'll go in. And here we have all of our rebate accruals journals that is done for us. So there we go. That's a nice little example for you.
Excellent. That's a great little example. And thanks, Julia, for showing us this amazing demo. And Julia is also having her own blog, and I will leave it in the link below in the comments for you to find it out. And thanks a lot for Julia for joining with me today in the QT MBA show. And stay tuned for more episodes coming up. And thanks for watching this episode.
Thank you very much, Kason.